Man, I love the smell of smog in the morning. Not really, smog's really a pain to deal with, as you can see the upper left corner right now. But anyways, guys, this is Sam here. So while I was off camera, I've done a lot. I've created a second EBF, moved the original EBF, moved the centrifuge system. So this here is supporting 2 EBFs now. Now, of course, with the EBS producing a lot of pollution, I had to make the air filter, electric air filter here to help the pollution a bit, on top of with the Powerlice oven. I also went ahead and upgraded the mufflers of the 3 multi-block machines, except for the air filter, due to the fact that the air filter mufflers actually have a reduction in pollution to them. But yeah, that's some changes I've done physically to machines. Another thing too as well, since I moved the centrifuge system over, oxygen's going to one EBF, nitrogen's going into the other. Nitrogen is also going into the Powerlice oven. With adding an additional LV energy hatch to this, I'm basically able to produce twice as much charcoal at 25% energy discount. Even though the recipe time has doubled, it is, however, taking 96 EUs per tick. But twice the production, 25% less energy, nitrogen included and all that. Which means I just effectively doubled production here. So because of that, I've been having a big surplus in block of charcoal, as well as charcoal. I'm producing so much charcoal that the LV compressor isn't able to keep up, which is a good problem to have. This also means, this also means that charcoal is now fully sustaining the boiler. This means that I can just stop producing creosote oil. So I went ahead and just converted over to the wood tar recipe that uses nitrogen. Via help with the distillery, I've been producing... excuse me for a second, gravity falls. I've been producing a whole lot of benzene. I already have 4 gas... Not again. I already have 4 gas turbines working their magic right now. 3 to the oven, 1 to that focuses on rubber production. Liquid rubber, anyways, that is. And I plan on doing more on top of that in regards to these gas turbines. Now, I haven't fully calculated how much charcoal would be supporting everything. I just know it's more than enough to sustain a high pressure boiler. But the wood tar being produced by the Powerlice oven alone is enough to sustain 10 gas burning turbines. That is, if I've done my math right. Now I can further this by adding extractors to remove the more wood tar for the distillery. And that should boost up production to support up to 26 LV turbines. That's considerably more compared to the 13 that the high pressure boiler tank can support. But I'm not going to worry about converting charcoal yet. What I have in plan for this episode, expanding power production. The Powerlice oven has proven itself more valuable already compared to the 24 coke ovens I've been doing before. So, in this episode, I plan on making a second Powerlice oven. Now, around this area, I ain't got the space, and I'm not in too much of a mood to be shifting around infrastructure right now. But what I can do, though, is make another spotted base now that I went gung-ho with base construction. In the previous episode, anyways. What I plan on doing, and this is actually a very ambitious plan, that I'm starting off small for now. I plan on putting pyrolysis ovens in these 2 wings. And each of these wings can support 4 pyrolysis ovens. Maybe 5 if I were to be sticking into each multi-block. If I were to be combining multi-block structures together, but I ain't doing that. I'm keeping machines separate, just for organization's sake. But looking at this here, I could just have a bunch of pipes root from above and below this thing, as well as having pipes in between, as marked between these torches, where there's going to be air gaps for every pyrolysis oven. Now, if I were to have these 8 pyrolysis ovens together, that would give me a grand total of 7,020 EUs per tick to play with. I'm just looking at my calculator that I created through Microsoft Excel that I've created to calculate this, and if I'm correct, 7,020 EUs. And that there would be enough to sustain 208 LV gas turbines and 49 MV turbines if I were to be going solely on benzene. Excuse me. Why am I calling benzene? Must be how my tongue works. But as of now, though, theoretically speaking, just one pyrolysis oven can supply up to 877 EUs per tick. That there's like 26 LV turbines, 6 NV turbines, and adding in a second one should allow me to have 1755 EUs per tick to play with. So doing that will allow me to power 52 LV gas turbines and 12 MV gas turbines. So yeah. And all that is all these pyrolysis ovens being supplied nitrogen to as well. So if I were to be going big for the future, I will also want to be going big on nitrogen production, which means a bigger centrifuge system. What I'll be winding up doing is tucking the centrifuge system into these walls here. Probably in this wing to handle all the materials necessary to produce nitrogen. And then I'll probably be focused on benzene production in this wall. This does address a few concerns, though. Pyrolysis ovens are very polluting. So this means this area is going to be extremely polluting. And this filter here, with its current setup with LV mufflers and an LV energy hatch being tier 1, using a steel turbine, it's going to be pulling 386 units of pollution out every second. With all these together, though, that's at least 3 times the pollution being produced than what this machine can remove. And that's not accounting for the natural atmosphere dissipation. It means that if I want to go big with the pyrolysis ovens at one side, pollution will be expanding around like heck. So, this area is going to be polluted more than what the cost of removing pollution is going to be. Because that air filter system there, that electric air filter, it's very tedious to make and costs a lot of steel. I may be doing very good on iron right now, but I don't want to be dwindling this too much. Like, I've been doing a lot of ore processing too as well, and I've got more materials in all sorts of areas, more so than what I know how to, basically I basically don't know what to do with all of this right now for the moment until the future. So I've been gung-ho on ore processing, now that I got the whole power situation stabilized and further, outproducing. So what does this mean for the base in the future then? It means that I'm going to be dedicating this wing of the base solely on power production. This means that I'm moving storage again. So both these walls are going to be moving again. It also means that the machine wall here for material for all the parts I've been making is going to be moving again. Same thing with ore processing. So everything that is not essential for power production is being moved. Now this begs the question, where am I putting all these machines at? Probably at that side of the base. I'll be decorating it out even further and just fitting it to more of my needs to make all the parts necessary. And we'll also be having built multiple tree farms here too as well to keep up with the demand for the pyrolysis ovens. In this episode, I'll probably be moving this pyrolysis oven over there to keep things organized. So I've got a lot of restructuring to do. I might be winding up doing that off camera, depending on my time. But yeah, I'm going to be focusing this wing as being power production and staying away from this side due to, well, pollution. And hopefully, the amount of pollution being produced will not spread into the area that I'm working at. Because if that's the case, I'll just move it over to the other side of the base and hope that works. At the end of the day, if I could get myself 7,000 EUs to work with, I could get myself really settled for MV and for HV. So anyhow, I'll get on cracking with the oven. Okay, so while this time lapse is going, I'll go over furthermore reasons why I'm deciding to put the pyrolysis ovens towards the back wall that I'm doing to as well. So 8 pyrolysis ovens. 2 are going back there right now. The one I'm currently making in this time lapse, and the other that I currently have set up. One, I want to declutter the center part of the area, which should help with pollution in that area. 2, it helps me organize on what spots of the base are going to be specialized in. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be focusing at the side here as the power production side of the base. The 3, I want to be able to be more organized with the pyrolysis ovens. I'm doing this in a way that's going to be making the ovens to be able to built next to each other in a tileable way. If it's like a repeating set of tiles worth of ovens, and that's going to allow me to, 1, keep things neatly organized there, but 2, allows me to easily connect everything there with the minimal amount of materials. So with them all being close together, spaced out, I can just connect them up to like a straight pipes and have them all go into the fluid extractors and the distillery. So this will be a very clean approach for a power system, a lot similar to how I had the creosote ovens set up. Except I'm not having to have some sort of hopper automatically withdraw them out. Neither am I having to be so dependent on the fluid pumps to draw fluid out of them. It's all dependent on the output buses. And should there be any resource backflow with fluid and charcoal, both ovens will be void of them. Same goes with the future ovens. Now, this does suggest I will need to create another tree farm in the future. So that's probably going to be a thing. I'll probably be winding up moving the current tree farm to the back there, so that way I'll be saving on pipes and space for rooting pipes. I'll probably be doing that when I start making the HV crop manager for the bonsai tree farm. And then I'll be having all the saplings and any excessive wood be going into making ethanol for the polyethylene production. So that would be good to be able to get some plastic going, and yeah, that'd be an added benefit that supplements power and resources supplied to as well. I'll be doing it in the same tower fashion, but higher. The edge of the walls of the whole terrarium wall base is going to be higher at the end, at the very outer walls, than it is going to be in the very middle. So it's going to be having a concave effect into a dome of the glass dome of the terrarium. I'll either be having something be like popping into the concave structure of the walls, or I'll be having specific towers popping out of the top of the concave structure. I haven't fully decided how I want to do the architecture in that regard yet, but that's something that I can experiment in the future eventually. So how time will go in that regard, it will tell. I'll decide more on that depending on what my needs are at the time. So yeah, so there's another ambition for y'all to take account of. Anyways, probably in the next 20 to 30 seconds or so, I'm going to be getting on to making the Paradise oven here. So I'll leave it to y'all to enjoy the rest of the time lapse in a moment of silence. Alright, I think that's enough materials for the oven here. Do you have a third turbine? Yep, there it is. Alright, time to get on slapping things down. So where's those? Right, that is the oven. So I think one left thing to do here. And that fixes all the problems. Alright. Now I just gotta start developing an infrastructure to get this thing going. Alright. So I pretty much got the project done. I moved both Paradise ovens. Well, I moved the original one to the other side here. As was emptied up the tank created a new one, filled it up there over there. And I routed all the nitrogen and wood to go into the ovens over there. Meantime, both of these ovens are using the nitrogen recipe, so they're producing twice the wood as normal, or the products as normal. And it's all being funneled into here. All the charcoal is going here, where the basic fluid extractor and the compressor are making use of it. The fluid extractor is making the wood tar for the advanced distillery, on top of what the wood tar the pyrolysis ovens are making. This way, it's creating all the benzene in the world here. While at the same time, I'm also producing the block of charcoal, and it looks like I'm still at a net gain in charcoal, so that's a good sign. The only thing I gotta watch out for is when this ash barrel gets full. I am able to centrifuge all this and get a bunch of dust, including banded iron. So interestingly enough, this tree farm with the pyrolysis oven, this setup has turned out to be a passive iron farm. Like a little bit of quicklime dust, potash dust, magnesia, and I can potentially phosphorus, pentoxide, soda ash, and banded iron. There's all 36 pieces of ashes. So if I could create a centrifuge system that will sink this in, that'd be cool. But that's for some other time. I've been thinking about how to route all the benzene to the into the machine area that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking that I could make use of the long-distance fluid pipes. As long as the outputs are 64 blocks away from each other, they will work. And I don't even have to have the lines be chunk loaded. As long as the input and output is being chunk loaded and register each other as being connected, it'll work. And plus 2, these pipes will work as fast as you could put in and withdraw out of them. So that's something that's attracted me big time. Thinking it might be better just have them deep underground, rooted from the center, to then be rooted by another underground pipe. So that way I can split them off at the 4 wings of the spacer, at the remaining 3 wings of the spacer. So that way, whenever I put more automation towards the other sides of the base, I can just route it from the center. Minimal distance possible. That there will be something for future time. Similar thing with routing items, depending on what's going on. I'll have to see what's up in the future for that regard. But yeah, this is going to be noisy, but this pretty much means I just officially doubled my power output. So I'm quite picky to death right now to see what's going on. It means that I can now work with (52 LV turbines using the benzene. Of course, I will keep keeping the steam setup though. Reason being is that some of the recipes to produce even more benzene requires me to have steam to crack the fuel byproducts. Because you can also create benzene off of heavy fuel. Well, heavy fuel is its own thing, but severely steam cracked light fuel is another way. Modern steam naphtha. Same goes with the steam cracked heavy fuel. There's all sorts of things I can do with this in terms of fuel, so in the future I will be keeping the steam setup here. If I could find a way of distilling water, I could potentially cache up a large amount of steam, just enough to survive the night cycle, to be able to produce all the steam necessary. This way I can just have a free way of producing steam without burning through fuel, and I can redirect all of the production of both pyrolysis ovens into benzene production. But that there will be for a future episode, distant or near. Anyhow, y'all, this was definitely a good accomplishment today, and I'm very well satisfied with this progress, and wish you all well. Man. Yeah, I ain't mad at net gain on charcoal still. Oh, isn't even auto output. I'll have to assess this better, see how things go. Anyways, bye-bye.